Hello, Internet. It is Adam Malik Aaron, and here we are. After months and months and months of waiting, hearing things, leaked images, we finally have a new trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Sonic 2020. And this is a new trailer with the new design. This is not related to that abomination we saw back in April. Okay, this is a whole new thing. And the reason why this, actually, I think it would be best if we just go over the history of this movie very quickly. See, back in April, Paramount released a trailer for this movie, right? And the original design of Sonic was received. How do I put this lightly? Poorly. It was received very poorly for many reasons, particularly for the design of Sonic, which was seen as horrifying by many people, including me. The fact that it didn't look accurate at all, his eyes were too small, his teeth were just, hideous. And just his whole body it did not look like Sonic. It looked like a blue demon. And not a speed demon, I mean a blue demon from the underworld. That's what it looked like for a lot of people. And it got so much backlash that Paramount decided to delay the movie by 3 months in order for the animators to redesign Sonic, and that's quite important because that never happens. Most of the time, the studio just goes full steam ahead, no matter what anybody says. I mean, this is the same studio who went full steam ahead with The Last Airbender and the 2014 Ninja Turtles reboot and the Transformers movies. But this is kind of unprecedented. So, I gotta give Paramount credit. I gotta give, all the artists who probably have to work overtime to fix the design. I gotta give them all credit. They listen. They listen to the fans, which is something you don't hear a lot about these days. And actually, you may not know this, but Paramount actually deleted the first trailer for this movie, probably because they don't want anyone talking about that anymore, which is probably for the best. But it's kind of a shame. Part of me wants to see an alternative cut of this movie with the original design, just to, just for the experience, because that could be pretty funny. But yeah, let's watch this trailer, and also, no audio because you know how copyright goes. So yeah. Let's watch this. Alright, so first things first. Alright, this is how it starts. We're in Green Hills. You didn't see that in the last trailer. And it looks pretty nice. Right? In fact, this whole trailer looks pretty nice. And compared to the thing with the first trailer was that it started on Earth automatically. But this one is just like, oh, here's Green Hills. We didn't forget that Sonic is from another planet. So, yeah. Here's our redesigned Sonic. Oh, the new Sonic. And my god, it is way better than the last one. Because his eyes are a lot bigger. He looks a lot more cartoony. Which just works better. Because I remember the reason why they had the original design. They said, oh, we wanted to make him more realistic. Because he's in the real world. But I guess it turns out that making him more cartoony in the real world looks better than making him look realistic in the real world. So, who would have thought? And yeah, they stopped the fur, but I don't think anyone's complaining about that anymore. Because Pikachu had fur, and no one really cared that much, so, yeah. Hmm. So, these rings, right? I don't know. You had to do something with the rings. You can't have a Sonic movie and not have any rings. That's just ridiculous. But to use them as portals seems kind of lazy in a way. It still reminds me a lot of Doctor Strange's portals. They're not. Well, they're kind of like rings. But yeah, it's just. I don't know. They had to do something with rings. Yep, they referenced the Flash because, get it? Sonic's fast. The Flash is fast. It makes perfect sense to me. And, yes, Sonic does go to Earth. I know some people may be like, well, he should be in Mobius the whole time. That would be a much better movie. Well, this is Hollywood. This is how movies are made. You know how many movies based off cartoon characters, instead of being in their world, they put them in the real world? I could think of a couple off the top of my head. Smurfs, Fat Albert, the He-Man movie from like the 80s. I think, well, Super Mario Brothers movie was kind of the opposite of that, where it went from like the real world to this weird Blade Runner-esque world. But yeah, they never stay in one location, which is kind of annoying. But what can we do about it? They couldn't fix everything. They just fixed the design, which is like the main thing they needed to fix in order to sell this movie to as many people as possible. I noticed his headband. I didn't notice this before. That's an Easter egg. See that? That's the logo of like the original Sonic game, like the originally on the title screen. That's what it is. I didn't notice that before. So, good job with that Easter egg. People who made this movie, and like the whole trailer, it feels so different. It feels a lot more fun and less cringy, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's because they have different songs, which I can't play because copyright reasons. But the original trailer infamously had "Gangster's Paradise," which just didn't fit at all. Because why would a song like that be in a Sonic movie? But at least the songs in here fit a lot better. So again, kudos to the marketing team, for that. Okay, so I'm guessing in the movie that's going to be the part where it just triggers, like, it says anomaly detected. So that's going to, like, I guess, jumpstart the plot of, Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey, going after Sonic, and then Sonic meets Tom, and then they go on an adventure, and then the whole movie just goes from there. So this is going to be, like, the starting point for the plot. Oh, this is the original scene. It's the same. See, this is the same scene from the first trailer, the one that got mocked so much, where just so Sonic's teeth, it was just disgusting looking. It was, but this one's a lot better because I assume they might do the same thing, but at least it'll be easier on the eyes, if you know what I mean. See, it's the same thing, except they don't show his teeth. They're not as human looking. Right? And, his eyes, his mouth, everything just looks better. And he has gloves. Because remember the first time, he had white hands. What was that? That was so stupid. And his shoes were like freaking, I don't even remember what they were. Were they Nikes or Pumas or something? It looked horrible. But at least this one looks a lot more accurate. Right? So they changed the Sega logo too, which, was nice. There's Eggman. I assume they haven't changed him much because I'm pretty sure this whole movie was probably the same, just with a new Sonic in it. But maybe they had time with that 6 month delay. Well, they're really a 3 month delay, but they had like 6 months to work on it. Maybe they spent that time with some rewriting some dialogue a little bit. Maybe, which, would be beneficial for the movie. But yeah, even in that first trailer, most people were like, Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, he's like the only thing saving this movie. But, now he's still, people are still acting pretty positive towards, his casting, even though some would say, but he's not like typical Robotnik. He's not bald and fat and stuff. Well, in that first trailer, at the very end of that first trailer, he was bald. So eventually, he does become that version of Eggman, which might set up a sequel, which could happen if this movie does well, but we don't know. We have to wait until to February to see. But yeah, so Jim Carrey is still Jim Carrey. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, if you could you imagine like see the original Sonic trailer that was supposed to that version of the movie was supposed to come out like a couple days ago, like last week. Could you imagine what all these scenes would have been like with that original design? It would have been a horror show, and I still would have seen it because sometimes I like horror shows, and just watching I mean, I've seen like plenty of bad things, plenty of really bad movies. The Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan destroying my favorite show of all time. I've been through these situations where a certain studio or director likes to take something I really like and just destroy it, just burn it in front of my eyes. I've seen it before. I've felt it. But this would have been like a bit more funny because because everyone was just against it. But now it's the complete opposite. It's like a complete 180. And now more people are excited about it, which, hey, I mean, that's good. Now, uh, I have questions, about, this movie. I mean, they're obviously not going to explain it in the trailer because it's just a trailer. And the movie doesn't come out till another 3 months. But, I'm wondering how exactly does, Robotnik here transform into Eggman? Like, what has to happen? Like, what drives him off the deep end, right? Because, they'll probably explain it in the movie. I mean, you see him like in the trailer with his like red jacket, but how does he go from that to like the end of that first trailer where he's like in the Mushroom Kingdom or something? Like it's hopefully they explain that, but again, still a trailer. We don't know that much, but I do like with this trailer, majority of it is new footage. It's not just the same trailer. It feels different. It looks different. So yeah. Yeah, this is clearly, Jim Carrey being classic Jim Carrey, like early 90s Jim Carrey, like Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, you know, Liar Liar, that Jim Carrey. The Jim Carrey that was such a huge star back in the day. I mean, sure, his career went through a bit of a downturn, and he's done some weird things, but I think majority of people are just going to look at this and be like, yep, that's the Jim Carrey I like. But I like that he's not, as long as he's not super over the top like he was in Batman Forever, as long as he's not that over the top, we're good. Alright, so you got Sonic in disguise here, just throwing all those darts. Even though I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be keeping a low profile, and he's throwing those darts like 100 of them at a second. Like way to go, Sonic. Like, and this is what happens. He doesn't even hit it, and he just nearly kills this woman. I mean, she has darts in her hair, darts all in their drinks. Like he could have killed her. Like, jeez. He's like. Why does this particular part remind me of Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip, like the fourth Chipmunks movie? Because there was like a similar scene in that movie where they're like at a bar trying to keep a low profile, but they were like in Texas, and you had like all these people in cowboy hats, and it's just, it was so stupid. And it was so super stereotypical Texans too, like the ones that are like wearing all cowboy hats, and they all talk like this and go pew pew pew. I'm like, I don't think too many people in Texas do that anymore. It was weird. But that movie was a trip. So I'm just getting like some deja vu from that. This is also from the first trailer, just different Sonic. Yeah, like just look at that. Isn't that more appealing? Because you're trying to sell this to children, right? Children, well, Sonic is a multi-generational property. You got people who played it from the 90s and 2000s. You got kids who play it now. But this is way more appealing to the whole family rather than that original design, which was going to scare the crap out of any kid who saw the movie. So, yeah. And it's really easy to market this compared to the first one. I have no idea how they were going to market that original design. I don't know if they could. I mean, they would have, but man, it would have been. Whew. Thank God we dodged that bullet. Wait, let's go back. Okay, so you got Jim Carrey here. Again, he has the goggles. He has the red jacket. But again, how does he just go... How does he lose his hair? Maybe it's due to like a fire or something. I don't know. Hopefully, again, they explain that. And I like all these robots they're putting in the movie. They look kind of cool. But, part of me... Actually, I'll save that till the very end. I'll play... Yeah, this is definitely a hero moment right here. This is like an Avengers moment. And I don't know. Yeah. Seems a little obvious. Oh man, I saw this get made fun of on Twitter. People just people like snapped, just took a picture of this and put it on and just be like, oh, this is Sonic in his sexy pose. I'm like, oh my god, you're just gonna this is gonna fuel the other side of the Sonic fandom, the side of the fandom that gives the whole fandom a bad reputation, gives it a bad name. And I've noticed like and again, imagine the original design look with that get up, like it would have looked. Ugh. God. I'm noticing he has his socks and his slippers. But, yeah. Yeah. So, I guess, there's going to be some type of chase scene, some type of battle scene, where they just go all around the world, which, seems reasonable. I mean, Sonic Unleashed, that game is literally you go around the world to fix it. And you get to, run around, different, continents. And it was pretty cool. And that game, it's kind of underrated, although the Werehog sections are utter trash, in my opinion. But, like, the daytime sections were amazing. And it kind of reminds me of that with, like, all these different locations. So, yeah. Now, you don't hear it because it's muted, but Sonic said he uses it to protect his friends. And I know he means like Tom and Tom's wife and stuff, but what about his other friends? What about Tails, Knuckles, Amy? Will they be even referenced will they be referenced in this movie? Will they be Easter eggs? Or is there going to be a post-credit scene with them? I'd hope so. Because I could totally see them setting up a whole Sonic universe in movie form. Because there's so many characters in canon. I mean, that's a lot to pick from. And I think you can do a whole lot with it. As long as you have like the right people, the right talent involved with it. It could be a decent little franchise for Paramount. Will it be a Transformers-like hit? Probably not. But it'd be something because they desperately need a franchise. Especially after what happened to Terminator Dark Fate. Because that movie just... Oh my god, that movie imploded so hard. So, yeah, let's just finish this. Still got the same logo. I didn't think they would change that. Because this is a pretty good logo. I'm not going to lie. Then like the end of the trailer. Right here. So yeah, I think this trailer could play really well in theaters. Like one of those trailers that gets like a nice reaction from the audience. They laugh at certain parts. So that's good. You always want to have a trailer that does that. You don't want to have a trailer where the audience is just dead silent. It's just super awkward. And it's coming out February 14th, which is kind of a strange release date because that's, of course, Valentine's Day. And this doesn't scream like a romance movie. Also, some people will try to make this a romance movie. And also, like, Kingsman, the first Kingsman, that wasn't a romance movie, but that opened Valentine's Day, or I think that was the Friday before Valentine's. Yeah, like a day before Valentine's Day. And it still made money, so even if your movie isn't romantic, it's still a good day to release a movie. But it's going to be competitive. I mean, it's going up against like Birds of Prey and The Kingsman, the prequel, and a whole bunch of movies. Like February is going to be rough. It's going to be a war zone. And I think this movie could stand out because it's really the only family-friendly movie coming out that whole month, to my knowledge. Because other than that, it's a lot of adult stuff. You know, movies like, you know, Bloodshot and The Invisible Man, those are obviously more adult films. But this, again, has multi-generational appeal, which is what Detective Pikachu had. And that's why Detective Pikachu was successful. So if that was successful, there's a good chance this could be successful too. Considering how much positive attention this trailer is getting in comparison to the horrific, just whatever that first trailer was. Because I remember that first trailer, when it was out, had the majority of it was dislikes. I think it was like over 500,000 something before they deleted it. You could probably find it on some type of Wayback Machine to get the number before it was gone. But yeah, I'm excited for this movie. I'm definitely going to see it because I got to support my boy Sonic. I mean, I've played majority of his games. And yeah, I got to support him. And I'm hoping the movie's good. I'm hoping these aren't... I'm hoping these are not the only scenes that have Sonic in them. I'm hoping they don't pull a Ninja Turtles 2014 where they say, oh, this movie's about the Ninja Turtles, and yet they're barely in the movie at all. I'm hoping it doesn't do that. I'm hoping Sonic's in at least the majority of the movie, because it is the Sonic movie after all. And, you know, this is still like the first real trailer. So they're probably hiding some stuff for the movie. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe they'll hide some pretty cool stuff. Who knows? But yeah, what do you think? Does this increase your anticipation level for the movie? Were you, like with the first trailer, were you just like, oh, this movie's going to be horrible, it's going to be the worst thing ever? But now after you've seen this trailer, are you just like, oh my god, I will see this, it looks amazing, it looks great. You know, Paramount did the right thing by redesigning Sonic. So yeah, what do you think? Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. Want to go check out my previous Sonic videos. They're on the channel. Recently did one where it first showed the potential redesign. So you can go check that out. And yeah, that is all, and I am out.